Hi everyone and welcome to Trades of the Week with myself, Dennis, the head trader of Investment Mastery, and no other than...
Hey, Keith here.
Keith as well. Keith Sullivan is with us today and we're going to provide you with an amazing update today of what is happening in the market. We are seeing fear in the market, but we're also seeing markets at all-time high, right? The Nasdaq, the 30 biggest tech stocks are at all-time highs. We're going to be sharing with you what is happening in cryptos. Bitcoin is breaking. It's looking like the 50,000 mark. And what does that mean? And you will find out all of that in Trades of the Week this week. So let's get into it. Keith, take us to the promised land here. And what happened since last week? So let's see here. The first one we're looking at here is Casey. So are we in profit?
We are slightly in profit with Casey. We are waiting for 1% before we move in our stop loss. But it's looking good. It's moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
It took a bit of time.
I think we should take the profits. It looks good.
No. Obviously, we want to limit our risk and let our profits run, right? Well, never act on emotion. So in this one, it took a lot of time for the break above. But now we've seen it, we could see it push even higher.
It's a good thing we have you here, Keith, so we don't act on emotions. Very good. All right, so how about the next one? All right, so this is LFVN, LifeVantage Corporation. And we are getting close to the stop loss here. Remember last week we lowered the stop loss. We're very close to be taken out, but no worries, we would be taken out at 1%, it looks like, around 1% profit. So let's see what happens this week. And then we have AXL. Boo! That went all the way down, took us out with a stop loss. Boo, boo, boo. That's not moo, that's boo.
Boo.
So we have a 1% loss on that one. But no worries, no emotions.
Never get emotions in that.
All right, so what else do we have? LAD is the next one. Yep, and we also lowered the stop loss here, as you can see, just above. Why did we lower it there?
So in this sense, we lowered the stop loss to around 1.5% profit. We did see the pullback begin. So we wanted to maximize the profit, right, in this sense. So bringing it to 0.5%, if it triggers our stop loss, okay. If it goes even lower, we can move it even further down and lock into 2.5%, 3%, hopefully.
As you can see, we have this consolidation here, these 3 last candles during the 3 last trading days. So we lowered it just above that section. Now, actually, if you want to learn these strategies, because you see, we can make money when the market goes up. When the market goes down, we make money no matter what. And if you want to learn these strategies, on Saturday, the 4th of September, we have a whole day where you're going to be learning exactly how you make money when the market goes up, down, sideways, and you will have the link to register for that. It will be somewhere up here, magically here, but it will also be in the description. And actually, you will spend an entire day with Marcus and Maria with more than 20 years of experience from trading and investing. And it will be live. So you really have nothing to lose, but everything to win by joining the session on Saturday, the 4th of September. So speaking of making money going up and down, do we have anything else from last week? All right, so we have Nova coming up to break even, so we don't do anything there, but hopefully it continues down. We will see. And AVGO, Broadcom Incorporation, is a little bit on loss currently. So do your own research here, because maybe you want to get in at a better price than we have. So currently in a slight loss. And next one we have BAH. We were in a little bit of profit. It went up there, peekaboo, and then came down again. So we're a little bit on a loss here. But do your research, you could get in at a better price than we have. And Booz Allen, we were in that before as well. Back here in, yeah, there you go. No, right there. In February, not October, February. That's in March, exactly. And we made some profit when it went up. But now it came down again, and that's what Buffalo do, right? They go up and down and up and down. And we can go in as many times as we want. But remember, we only go in when it's at the support level. All right, and then we have next one is HR, and that just went down actually. So this was no trade, because remember we placed, why didn't we go into this, Keith?
So we place our stop order above the candle on the level of support with the hope and expectation it to go up. But with this stock, it actually broke the level of support, and we had a lot more of a safer approach, right? With stop orders, it's a safer way to get into the market because we need to see the market go higher to trigger us in. In this sense, it just carried on lower. We managed our risk. We didn't get into the trade. And yeah, we dodged a bullet, as they say in this one.
So what you're saying is we have a strategy.
100%.
A strategy. Very good. All right, and then the last one from last week is AMRX. We're in quite a few now. And this was Amneal Pharmaceuticals. We actually had a loss. We had a big candle from yesterday, a large green candle, taking us out with a 1% loss. All right, that's 2% loss, but we have lowered our stop loss on a few. We just haven't taken that profit. But this week for the Buffalo, a 2% loss on that. But what do we have for this week? What is happening in the market?
So in regards to the market, we have an interesting week coming up because we've got a couple of announcements which could swing the market to carry on being bullish or being bearish. These announcements are your unemployment jobless claims. Now, from last week, it's a weekly process, right? They look at how many people are claiming unemployment and money off the government. So over the last 2 weeks, we have seen a dip in jobless claims, meaning less people are claiming money and more people are now becoming employed, which then is helping the economy, right? Because the more people employed, the more money flowing through the economy, more people are getting money in and spending. Now, going on to spending, the next announcement is the household income announcement and spending. So this is showing how much more money is being pumped into the economy, into households, and how much are they spending back into the economy. So how is the money actually flowing? Now, these two announcements are crucial because they can dictate short term where this market is going to go. Is it going to increase the fear in the market if the announcements are bad? Or is it going to start putting the market towards the greed if the announcements are good? Now, there is one other key point that kind of come out last week, and it is the idea of tapering. Now, a lot of people say to me, what is tapering? What is the idea of tapering, and why does the Fed look to use it? Now, tapering is basically the slowing down of asset purchasing through centralized banks. So we know we have the stimulus package. This is the money that the Fed are pumping into the market, but they can't buy it themselves. They have to go through centralized banking systems to then buy the asset and put it onto their assets, okay, that they are currently holding for them to make money. So what tapering is doing is it's saying, right, we are still giving you the same stimulus packages, so you've still got the same money, but instead of spending 10 million, say, one day, you have to split it over 2 days. So it means the money is still flowing into the market, but it's not as quick as it would have been. Okay, and this is going to help sustain the market a bit more longer term. And that's the idea for the Fed, right? They want to extend the market up to their goal of 2022, so then they can look to increase the interest rates. So this is the idea of tapering. And what does that mean for the market? It means the market can still carry on being bullish because the stimulus packages are being pumped in, but the market's not going to have the drastic swings that we're seeing where it's 4% up on 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden you see a 4-5% drop in a couple of days. So this is more sustainability into the market. And it's given us a great idea because we're still being bullish in the market. You're seeing the major indices, your NASDAQ, your Dow Jones, your S&P 500, all looking to make all-time highs. And until interest rates are altered, I would expect this to happen. Okay, so there's a couple of bits of announcements for the market this week. Just keep your eye out. If the announcement in the household income and the unemployment changes of people who are jobless claims, who are claiming money, are getting worse, then we could see a slight pullback in the market. But longer term, the market for me is still staying bullish. So what do you think there, Dennis?
Very exciting, absolutely. And I agree with Keith, right? And we always look at the chart, right, as well to see, like NASDAQ, for example, the biggest tech companies in the world, what they did, the market went to an all-time high for the last 2 days, which is incredible. But what kind of drives my brain a little bit nuts here is, if we go to the Fear and Greed Index, you'll see here that the market is fearful. The investors are fearful at the moment, even though the markets are around all-time highs, which is very interesting. It probably has to do, right, with Corona and everything that's happening in the world. But usually when we see a stock market crash is not when the market is fearful. It's what we have when we have euphoria, when we have the market at maybe extreme greed. So that is a bit what we're looking for. But of course, you don't need to watch, all the news that's coming out. Make sure you come on to Trades of the Week, okay? Make sure you come on to learn what is happening in the market and what might happen moving forward as well. But do remember, right, it doesn't matter what happens because we are hedged no matter what. So let's have a look at the stocks for this week. So the first one is Cruise. So take us through them, Keith. What are we looking at here?
So if we look at Cruise Logic Incorporated, what we are seeing here is a longer term upwards trend since the 20th of March. So we're seeing nice clear bounces into the market where the market is making new highs. Okay, except for obviously this bounce here. But what this is showing us is the support level is getting stronger. Now with Cruise, what we are seeing is the market has been on this level of support for a few days now. We saw some sort of consolidation, as you can see here, and now we're looking to enter once it breaks that level there. So once it goes above that consolidation, that's given us the confirmation that buyers are now into the market, and it's given us a bit more of a higher probability of a trade.
But the bigger question is, we all know that Keith bought a crystal ball on Amazon. What is it saying? Will it go up?
Will it go up? No one knows on this one. Unfortunately, the Amazon crystal ball this time was faulty, so I have returned it. But we're getting a new one, definitely. But it has the highest probability to go up. Indicators are showing buying now coming into the market. So for me, once I see a trade above that consolidation, then I've got that confirmation that we are going to go long in the market.
Very exciting. And that is Cruise, Cirrus Logic. All right, the next up is
TGI.
TGI Fridays. No, that's not it. That is Triumph Group. So what are we seeing here, Keith?
So once again, we're Triumph Group. So we are seeing an upwards trend. This time it's a bit of a shorter upwards trend since Feb or Jan this year. We once again are seeing clear bounces where the market is looking to make new highs. Now what we are seeing here is the market is back on that level of support. So we are waiting once again for a push above this level. Now for us to go even higher, I see some sort of resistance here short term. Okay, so does that mean we not get into the trade? No. But does that mean we manage the trade? Yes. Because we could see the market come to this level and then pull back, which means we manage it. Or if we see the break above, we're then going to make the 3% profit and we can get our moves going, right? That is the goal there. So it's not about dictating, are we getting into the trade? It's all about managing that trade from that position.
Yeah, absolutely. And get our cows going. And then, but we do need to be hedged. And for that very reason, we have one last one for you.
And the one that we've got now is Eversource Energy. And obviously we've seen two bullish trends. We're now looking at a bearish trend here. And with Eversource Energy, we are seeing a bit of a longer term trend. So this is since the March crash last year. And we are seeing that the market is making lows, which is great. So it's showing a strengthening of this resistance level. Now, for us, what we are looking at is yesterday's candle. We have placed our entry 1% below that with a stop order. Now, remember, the stop order gives us that safety because we need to go 1% lower. And with that, we will wait for it to be triggered and then look to make our 3% from this trade, which I think is very, very doable for this one.
Absolutely. So there we're hedged, right? And what do you have here? We have a solid, nice red candle. Woo! We do love those. That gets my juices flowing. And do remember as well, if you want to learn how to do this, right, how to use these strategies, learn more about the stock market and make money together with us, because you see in our results that we really have good results here, which you can backtrack looking back at trades of the week. So once again, do make sure you register for the full day, the 4th of September, together with Marcus de Maria, who has more than 20 years experience in the field. All right, so register with the link in the description. All right, so let's get into cryptos. All right, so let's dive into it. This is cryptos, ladies and gentlemen. But before we go into the market update, let's look at a few from last week as well. And well, actually, let's look at Bitcoin to start with. And we can see here that Bitcoin has broken out of the, 40,000, 45,000, and now it's struggling a bit with the 50,000 mark. What will happen when it breaks above that? Who knows? We have been speaking about the moving averages before as well. The moving averages. Those are good. And now we spoke about the 200-day moving average and also the 21 weekly moving average. Let's see if we have one of those here. So the 200 daily moving average is close to 21 weekly there. Yeah, there we go. And the price is above the 200-day moving average at the moment, which is amazing. And we can even see it's used that as a support now for a few days. And that is good news. That is good news. Some might even say that we are in the next phase of the bull market. What would you say to that, Keith?
Yeah, potentially could be, but the only way to confirm that is if we see a new all-time high being created, which is around 65,000. okay, then we could go, yes, we're in a bull run and we could get our moving going, right?
I agree, but there are so many bullish news now. Just listen to this. Over 85,000 merchants in Switzerland now accepts crypto payments. Right, that is one country. And we have JP Morgan, Wells Fargo. They are moving to launch Bitcoin funds in collaboration with Nudig. That's a crypto giant, right, a company. So everyone is getting into it, and that is so amazing. And one thing as well is Walmart. They actually went out with a job listing. They are going to see how they can do it to implement cryptos, maybe even as payment system. Who knows? But one thing that really caught my mind now and caught my eyes on this was there is a crypto called BenQi, right? BenQi. That is a liquidity protocol, which means that, well, DeFi project, decentralized finance. And that launched a couple of days ago. Listen to this, a couple of days ago. And already it has more than $1 billion locked in the project. And what that means is that people have invested and you can get interest. It's like a savings account and a little bit more advanced than that. And it's so interesting, right? That shows us that a bull market might be coming when that happens. So many people are piling in, investing, and we might getting into that euphoric state, which is why it's so important to follow the strategies. And please do comment below, did you follow the strategies when we invested last time? So why don't you go through, Keith, the ones we have invested in, just to see if you did. Comment below which ones did you get into and which ones are your favorite ones. Comment below and let us know. So let us see here, Keith, take us through it.
So as you can see with Bitcoin, we did get up to 38%. Now we are even more in profit and it's ready near enough time to milk the cow.
Why don't you measure it? Maybe it is time to milk the cow actually.
Could be time.
Yeah, let's have a look
see.
Here.
So average cost would have been
around there. Yeah, very good. So 38.
Oh, it's just below the 50%.
We'll milk that next time. So save the move for that. But maybe we have some other ones.
Perfect. So then we've got Ethereum, which was up at 54% a few days ago. And we have taken our profit from that one last week. So we have taken profit. The next route is 100%, and we can move once again.
Correct.
Then we've got XRP, one of my favorite coins, Ripple, and that currently is at 100% profit as of the 22nd, so 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, it was last week as well. It was, last week it went up there as well. So we moved that last week as well, actually.
We're missing the moves.
Yes, let's go through this quite quickly because all of them look the same here. So, ICP, well, is recovering a little bit. We can't see that clearly, but we looked at that more in depth last week. Let's have BNB is ranging higher, had a good candle yesterday. And then we have VeChain, which took profit. Well, we're waiting for 100% before we move on this as well. But you see, right, this is why it's so important to buy as it comes down. Most people are fearful when it comes down. We are not, right? We know that it's, especially if you believe in this, if you see adoption is increasing, everyone is getting into it, that is the time to get started, to do some research and to get involved in cryptos potentially. And what we usually say, well, people say, well, what if I lose everything? Well, if you invest £200, that's all you can lose. You can't lose more than that. And that's what's so good with it. You can invest just a little bit to get started, which is beautiful as well.
100%.
And now we are reaping the rewards, Keith.
That's it.
Reaping the rewards.
One of my favorite quotes is Warren Buffett, right? When others are fearful, it's our time to be greedy. When others are greedy, it's our time to be fearful. Everyone's fearful right now, and this is where millionaires are made, in a fearful market.
You sounded very smart there for a moment.
Yeah, I am smart on some occasions, once or twice.
Very good. But speaking about taking profits, Keith, why don't you go to Cardano? Look at this beautiful chart, right? Move down 50% and boom, shot straight back up to an all-time high. So let's hear it, Keith. Moo! Sounds more like a donkey, but we are...
We'll work on it.
But yours is really good, I must say. Keith is maybe comment whose is best, whose moo is better.
My moo is better than my Tarzan scream. So.
But I think your moo is better, but we'll see. All right, so let's go to DOT, also around 50-60% profit, waiting for 100 there as well. If we go to Link, up 82%, so a little bit more on that. And let's go on to Cake, right, up 50% on that. Theta, 50%. Polkadex also very low at the moment, but we can zoom in a little bit because we've had a few days when it's been a little bit more bullish, I would say. So Let's see if we can find it here. There we go. So you see here, it is starting to go up. We are actually in profit at this point, which is great news. So it's soon time to milk the cow on this one as well, I would say. And then we have Matic. Matic is also in profit. Exactly around 80%. So waiting for a little bit more there. MakerDAO, which is one of the biggest DeFi protocols. We're up 70% on that. Solana, we took profits at 150%, waiting for the 200% now as well. And then if we go to Tron, around 61% in profit there as well. So let's scroll down, the list is getting long here. Hedging coin, I think we entered Hedging coin a week or so. No, we entered that on the way down. We're up 50% on that. Then we have Aave as well. And that is up around 68%. And then we have Chili's. Very good. And Chili's, we entered that last week. Went down 60%. We're a little bit in profit right now. And the last one I want to add, because gaming is getting bigger and bigger here. And those are the protocols that might go up the most. Who knows? But we're getting into Decentraland. So if we go to Decentraland, which is also let's go to cryptos. Perfect. Here we go. And you see here, it's going up slightly here. But if you look here from the highest point, it's actually still down. It hasn't really recovered that much. Still down 43%. So Mana is a great one to do the research on. Because they are in DeFi. They have NFTs as well. And NFTs are non-fungible tokens, for example. And NFTs, that is quite interesting. So that is a very growing industry, and Decentraland is the infrastructure, the actual platform that hosts all this, which is great. So that's the one we're looking to get into this week. But overall, cryptos looks bullish, stocks looks bullish as well, and we'll report back to you as soon as we see a change in the market there. So anything else to add on cryptos, Keith?
No, I think cryptos are looking good. We are seeing the bullish movements. I think one of the funniest stories we saw on the weekend is a black cab in the UK offered cryptocurrency payment to one of its clients, right? And if a black cab, someone who drives around and all they know is paper money, is now trying to get crypto payments, it's showing now it is mainstream.
Exactly. How cool is that, right? You just go, dunk, and you pay with cryptos. How amazing is that? It is happening. And so it's better for you to start doing your research at the reef. Like dip your toes in there. We are going in with our whole arms and bodies and everything. All right, but let's get into the VCA now, all right? So more of cryptos next week. So next, let's go from one investment, which is a little bit faster, which is crypto, of course, into investing in stocks. But it's obviously equally important. 100%. Because you remember when cryptos were falling down, and stocks then were moving up. Then we took a lot of profits on our VCAs while we then sold, we invested in our cryptos, which is really important. So let's have a look at the ones that we are in at the moment and see if we have some more entries in there.
So the first one that we see, Dennis, is Dollar Tree Incorporated. We did enter at 19% drop and currently up around 6.5% with Dollar Tree, which is great.
Not much of a Dollar Tree, is it?
It's not much of a Dollar Tree yet. We need that Dollar Tree to sprout, right, and give us our money.
Yeah, water it.
That's it. So the next one is Spotify. We are now entering a lot lower. So we had our third entry, at 47%, which is great. We then got triggered in our second entry with Paz, and then we saw two bullish candles, right?
Silver.
Now, I'm not saying that our buy orders caused this bullish move, but it's a coincidence.
Did you buy a lot of shares, Keith?
I bought a lot of shares with silver.
Yes.
So once again, we are waiting for the profits on that. ETSY, we are around break even.
Let's see.
Right now, the market's just been moving sideways, so needing either a push up for profit there or lower for us to buy more shares. TripAdvisor, we got in once again at the 50% drop. So we are bringing that average cost down, which is great. SNDR, currently 20% entry, and we are slightly in profit with this. So we're about 2.5%.
2%!
2%. It's more than you get in the bank. Come on.
No.
So we're 2% up in that one. AG, we are waiting for our next entry below the 34%. Barrick Gold Corporation, we are down at getting close to our next order, but we are now seeing the market recovering. So hopefully profits are coming soon with that. Here we are looking at our second entry. We're here at the 30% drop now. So we have brought our average cost down in a slight loss. But remember, VCAs is a longer term investment.
Absolutely.
INCY, we got in at 25%, and now we're waiting for our next entry order with this. PayPal, we got in at a 10% drop, and the next day we saw a bit of a bullish push up, so we are slightly in profit with PayPal. So that is pretty much the ones that we are currently investing in. A couple of reds, a couple of greens, but overall, fundamentally strong companies.
Yeah, they are, and in different industries, right? So remember, trading should not, investing should not be very exciting. It should be like watching grass grow, and all we need to do is to water that grass. It's 20 minutes a day. This is not full time. 20 minutes a day, and then we'll make good profits on this still. And you will see in the results that you just do this besides everything else you're doing, and you will get amazing results and also make a lot more money than you're making in the bank, just as Keith said. But the next one we're getting into here is Alibaba Group. And I mean, this is a story in itself, isn't it? Jack Ma, the founder, was lost. Well, he was not lost, but he was nowhere to be found for several months. Which is interesting, right? He was not on the right foot with the Chinese government. This is a Chinese company. But the reason we're looking at this now is because it's down 40% from its high. And that is incredible that a company can be down this much when it's this good. Just listen to this, right? And since, I mean, they have some concerns in China, but the reason we're looking at this is because it's down so much. That's number one. Number two, we do think it will make us 20%. And remember, this is the first time we enter. So listen to this. They have in cash, right? This is their cash balance. Cash. They can spend it. It's 72.9 billion in cash. I mean, really. And they also have a forward price to earning ratio of 20-4, which is amazing as well. It just means that they're looking to make a lot of money moving forward. And also, year-to-year growth is over 40%, and this is a big company. But let's look at some other fundamentals as well here to see if it's a good investment, Keith.
Of course. So if you look at the fundamentals here, we are seeing obviously good income. Okay, so they are still generating money, and it's positive. That's what we want, right? A positive income. We are seeing, okay, it is overvalued with the PEG ratio, but naturally, as blue chip companies are bigger companies, they are classed as being overvalued. But what really stood out for me is the debt to equity is very low. Yeah. So that is really low. We are seeing good earnings per share for the next year, so good growth. And then next 5 years, yep, still growing, not as much, but it's the longer term. We are also seeing good return on assets, equity and investment, showing that they are effective at generating money within themselves. And also with the cash flow, right? They can buy more assets, generate more money. The only thing that I would like is institutional ownership to be a bit higher, to see institutions invest in. But overall, very strong company.
Yeah, very strong company, and absolutely good enough to do a first entry. So that's exactly what we are doing. Also, well, actually, what we need to look at as well before we end this is the results. We have the Buffalo, well, minus 2%, boo! But we are in profit. We moved it down the stop loss on some. The VCAs, we are up 615% on the money invested. So even though it's a boring strategy, look at the results. I think they speak for themselves. CCA, we haven't milked the cow today, but I'm sure we will moving forward. Small cap, we did milk the cow on Cardano, ADA, so up 100% on that. So taking the percentage up to 1120% or 1120%, as Marcus would have said. All right, so that was it for Trades of the Week this week. And we really hope you did enjoy it. And of course, that you're getting these results as well. So do make sure you comment below, because that is the entire reason we're doing this. Are you getting 1120% on the small caps, on the cryptos, and are you in profit on those? Comment below if that is the case. And also, don't forget, the 4th of September, we have the one-day event where you will spend one entire day with Marcus De Maria. And he will show you how you trade stocks moving up, moving sideways, moving down. And you will learn so much. You cannot miss that. So make sure you click the link. Could appear here, or it will be in the description. And also, if you enjoyed Trades of the Week this week, make sure you smash that like button. And also, you found that funny?
Yeah, it is. The smash the like. I just love it.
Smash the like button, and also, more importantly, do make sure you subscribe as well. All right, so press the subscribe button and the alarm button next to it, because then you will get in your inbox the weekly notifications when this video comes out, so you do not miss an entry point. You don't miss the new cryptos we're investing into as well. But once again, we really hope you enjoyed this, and we want to thank you for your time today, and we really enjoy and looking forward seeing you on the next Trades of the Week.